p.m. The topic for tonight is the most important reason you should not give a damn about what others think of you. Okay, so I'm still trying to fight this cold. My son has the flu. My husband has, yeah, my son has the flu. My husband has a cold, so I'm still trying to fight it. So I'm hoping I don't start coughing throughout while I'm doing this live. So just bear with me. Okay, and then I said at the end, your opinion is none of my business. Now, I've done this before. I've done a couple of lives about this before in the past. But, and I'm trying to think, I don't remember. I'm trying to think what triggered me to want to do this time. I think I was having a conversation with, I think it was with my husband, having a conversation with him. And this topic came up. And I said, you know what, I should talk about this. I said, okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for Thursday. So Evening Motivation with Jackie, I always share different tools and techniques to be able to help you level up your business, okay? To be able to help you create effective strategies in which to address that negative self-talk and those self-sabotaging behaviors that you have, right, that pop up, that prevents you from taking your business to the next level. Okay, so now, opinions. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of us will say, oh, well, you know, there's a group of people that say, oh, I don't really care about what other people think. You know, I just do my thing. I don't really care about what other folks are saying about me or, you know, what they're doing. I don't really care. Right. Now, some individuals may say that and they may really, they really, that's the truth. Some people may say it, but it's really not the truth. It may be quite the opposite. And they really think that they're fooling somebody. Well, you know what? Maybe they are fooling somebody. But the most important person is you. You know what I mean? And if you're fooling yourself, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay? Then you have individuals out there that'll just tell you straight up, you know what? If somebody says, well, why haven't you started your business? Or why haven't you, you know, launched this idea? So on and so forth. They'll say something like, you know what? I'm just scared. You know, I don't want, you know, I feel like an imposter. Or I feel like people are going to be like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about, or what makes her think she's qualified to do this. You know, all of that sort of second guessing and that, you know, comparing yourself to others. What that really boils down to is you feel some kind of way about other people judging you, right? Or you don't want to be judged. Now, nobody really wants to be judged, you know, but it's a matter of, are you going to let that fear of not wanting to be judged, right? Are you going to let that fear stop you? Are you going to let that fear hinder you? Are you going to let that fear allow you to become stagnant or, you know, immobilize you, right? So that's really what it boils down to. So I think it's very common. It's very natural. You know, I think it's just kind of sort of human nature. And I think we're all on that spectrum, you know, all on that spectrum. However, like I said, the main piece of the puzzle here is, are you allowing it to prevent you from doing what you need to do to grow your business, right? From making it just a side hustle to your main business. I mean, something that you are generating more income than you could have ever dreamed. You would have dreamt, or generating more income than you ever would have dreamt of making at a regular 9-to-5 job, right? So, you know, are you going to let it stop you? Are you going to let it hinder you? Or some of us, we may keep going, but because of that fear of judgment or what other people's opinions about what we're doing, we just kind of coast along and do like just enough, right? Because we're fearful of kind of getting out there and people seeing you. Because the more you get out there, the more you do, the more people are going to see you. The more people are going to see you, the more people are going to judge you and have something to say. Okay. Now, this is something that, as crazy as this may sound, I recently just kind of came to this realization just within like maybe the last 5 years. I mean, I never was one to be so concerned with what other people think of me that I didn't do what I wanted to do, right? Or do what I wanted to do, or follow my heart, or follow my desire or my passion. However, just this whole rationale, or this whole way of thinking that I'm going to tell you in just a second, has just been within the last 5 years or so. So let me say it again. For those that may have just jumped in, maybe just scrolling through, my name is Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I work with African American women that have coaching and or consulting businesses. I help them to create effective strategies in which to address negative self-talk and self-sabotaging behavior that shows up, right, and prevents them from taking their business to the next level, or prevents them from upscaling their business the way that they want to at the, at the speed that they want to. Okay. I'll say it again. Tag a coach, share the video out. And also, I want to hear from you. I want to know if you've ever experienced this. Have you ever felt some sort of anxiety or some sort of fear, however you want to word it, in reference to putting yourself out there, right? And maybe it could even be as simple as even announcing that you have a business. You have a business idea, or putting a business card out there, or putting a program, a webinar or a group program or something like that. Like, have you felt like some kind of way about it? Like, wow, what are people going to think? Are they going to laugh at me, or are they not going to want to talk to me? I don't know, whatever the case, right? Put it in the comments. Let me know. And I know a lot of you may watch this video, a replay, because I know it's kind of late. I'm a night owl. And I know a lot of people probably already in the bed, in the bathroom, brushing your teeth, getting ready to get in the bed. So, but let me know. Okay, I'm definitely interested in hearing from you. So, other people's opinions. Now, when people judge you, this is my revelation. When people judge you, they are judging you based on their own set of values and or beliefs. Okay, we're just gonna pause for a second while I sip. This is my concoction, by the way. I got my apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, ginger, and lemon juice. I don't want to get sick. So, all right. So when people judge you, right? When people make an assessment about what you're doing or how you're doing it, what you're not doing, or what you should have did, right? They are doing that based on their own values and beliefs. Now, I don't know if that sounds crazy. Maybe it hasn't sunk in. Maybe you already knew that. Maybe you're like, well, so what? But here's the thing. When people judge you based on their own values, that you may or may not share the same values with them, right? So my overall point, or the point in saying this, is that keep in mind, sometimes when we are doing things to get the approval of others, or we're concerned about what other people think, right? The bottom line is, if someone has a particular opinion about something, a particular opinion about you, right? You all don't have the same values and or the same beliefs. 9 times out of 10, the people that have the same values, the same beliefs as you, it could be friends, it could be family. You don't know. Oh, hey, how are you? How you doing this evening? You never know, right? But the thing of it is, a lot of these people that are making harsh judgments about, like I said, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, why'd you do that, right? A lot of times those individuals don't even have the same beliefs as you have. You don't even share the same belief system. So why even waste any sort of time even thinking about or being concerned about that person's opinion of you? Like, what does it even matter? You know what I mean? Like, let's just say, for example, if you are an entrepreneur, now there's a completely different mindset between an entrepreneur and an employee. Okay. And I'm not saying anything bad either way. I'm just saying it's very different. It's a very different mindset. So if you have someone that's an employee, maybe they have been for 20 plus years, and what's important to them, right, is to be able to retire from that job that they've been at for 20 plus years, right? They're not necessarily interested in creating something of their own, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is that that individual, if that's what they value, then they are less likely to see the value in what you're doing. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. They are less likely to see the value in what you are doing in reference to entrepreneurship, right? Let's just say I don't know, maybe you're working on putting out a group course. Yeah, like yeah, a group course, a group program, right? And maybe you had a couple of nights where you was up to maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning, right? They may not understand that grind. They might be like, girl, what? What was you doing? You was up until what time doing what? Well, why? You got a job. You ain't got time to be doing that, you know. Okay. Oh, Instagram, let me go ahead and end here. If you want to see the rest of the video, join me on Facebook, okay? The link is in my bio. Just have to do that. Okay. So they're not going to see the value in that. They're gonna think you crazy, right? Let's say you start talking about, oh, I got this email list, and I worked on this offer. That way I can get more subscribers on my email list, so on and so forth, right? And again, they be looking at you like, what? Well, what does that matter? Oh, you're gonna be one of the people that's gonna be sending a bunch of emails to folks, emails to people that people that don't even open it. A lot of times I see them emails, I just trash them right away, right? But the thing of it is, again, their values are not your values. You don't value the same things, right? So they are going to look at you through a certain lens. They're going to look at you through a certain lens, which is fine. But what I'm saying is that, or the importance of this, is to not allow their judgment or what they agree with, right, impact you, because of the fact that they have a totally different set of beliefs. Totally different set of beliefs. And this is not nice to say just because someone is an entrepreneur that they're not going to judge you, or that they're not going to possibly judge you in I don't know, in a not so good light, right? So I'm not saying that at all. I just wanted to say that because that's something that just came to my mind in terms of the mindset of an employee and an employer. Like it's two totally different mindsets. So things are going to be valued differently, right? So if something is important to you, right, and that's your passion, or that's your reason, or your purpose, right, that you're doing your business, there may be another business owner that might be like, oh, that's silly. I don't see why she even started a business doing that, right? Just saying. It could be, somebody else online. It could just be an associate. It could be a family member, coworker, whatever, right? And again, if they don't value that, whatever services that you give, if they don't value that, then then 9 times out of 10, maybe not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to see the importance in what you're doing. So you can't necessarily, and if someone doesn't see the importance of it, or really doesn't understand it, then it makes it harder for them to be supportive as well, right? Which is why it's so important. I know I do a lot of posts about this in terms of linking up with other like-minded individuals, whether it be face-to-face, meetups, your local small business administration, that may hold meetings or conferences or whatever the case, or even online communities where you can link up with people all over the world that are like-minded, that share your passion for entrepreneurship and the specific, target audience that you guys are geared towards, right? So I've always thought, and like I said, this is like a revelation to me, because even in like my personal life, I'm kind of like, I'm the type of person that, like, if you don't know me, like, I'm originally born and raised in Michigan. So for not undergraduate, graduate school, I decided I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta University. So, and that was my first time going to Atlanta. So I decided I wanted to go to that school there, so I packed up everything and, moved there. I was there for like 5 years. Then I came back home to Michigan. Then I decided I wanted to live in New York. Now, mind you, that wasn't an overnight decision. It's like I just woke up one day and was like, ooh, I think I'll go live in New York. No, it wasn't like that. It had been over a period of years. I had just kind of just grown to love the city, because my best friend at the time was attending NYU since, like, I don't know, so I think she was up there maybe since like 1990. And I had been going back and forth visiting her. And at first I hated the city. I remember saying, how do you live here? You know what I mean? Like all of this walking here, walking there, getting on the train. And, it was just a whole new world to me. And it was a world that I didn't want no part of. That was at first. But after I kept visiting her over the years, I just grew to love it. you know. And I was like, I want to live there. So I told my family and my friends, they was like, what? It was like, you going to do what? Like, what's in New York? Why are you going there? You know, you sure you should go there? You don't know. You really don't know. You don't have no family there. You know, you don't have a job waiting on you there. You're like, why would you go? Aren't you scared? Blah, 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 blah. So I was just like, yeah, you know, I was like, I'm nervous, you know, but I have to do it. I feel like it's something I have to do, you know, and I got there and I loved it. So I'm using that example because one person can see that I did that and they could say, wow, she has an adventurous spirit. Or, you know what, I would love to do something like that. Just like pick any state, you know, and just say, dang, I like that place. I visited there a few times. I really like it. You know what? I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna make that my home, right? And just get your little stuff together, plan, and just go. Next thing you know, you look around, you be like, all right, y'all, I'm out. You know what I mean? They're like, wait a minute, wait a minute. We didn't really know you were serious about doing that. You know, so yeah, so some people might look at it like that, like, wow, she did that. You know, she must be a strong person. You know, she likes adventure, she likes meeting new people, whatever, right? Then you have other people, and that's based on their belief system, right? Then you have other people that will look at that situation and be like, what? What's she going there for? That don't make sense. Only reason she needs to be moving to another state is if it's to go and be with a man, you know, because her man is there. Or she's unstable, you know, she's flighty. She can't make up her mind about where she want to live, right? So, and again, that's a whole different mindset. Those are it's still the same situation, you know, or the same course of events, right? I have my reasoning for doing it, but other people on the outside looking in, they don't know, you know, so they're going to judge it based on whatever their beliefs are, whatever their belief system is. So, like I said, somebody could look at it like, well, that's stupid. That don't make sense. You just confused. You too old for that. You need to get somewhere and sit down and figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life versus jumping up and moving to another state, starting all over again. And like I said, you have other people be like, wow, that's kind of cool. I had thought about that. You know, maybe I do it. Whatever, right? So you got two totally different sets of beliefs. And again, that's fine on either side. Okay. But that is part of the importance of talking about this. Because as an entrepreneur, as a coach or consultant, we constantly go outside of our comfort zone. We're constantly networking with different people, or I would hope you are constantly networking with other people, going outside of your comfort zone. And there's going to be a lot of opinions. You know, everybody got one. And somehow, a lot of times people feel so compelled to give it, whether it's asked for or not, right? You know, like they just can't wait to make a judgment on what you're doing or what you're not doing or how they could have did it better, right? So, and I'm pretty sure you know people like that. Friends, family, co-workers, people at church, wherever. Okay. The world is full of them. People just love to give their opinion. So that's why I'm saying it's important to talk about this because people love to give their opinion. A lot of times it's not positive. It's not helpful, right? It's just their opinion. And it can be very negative. It can be very hurtful. And it could, you know, cause feelings of self-doubt or start you to second guessing yourself, you know. So that's why it's so important to develop your own internal system, your own internal motivation for why you do what you do, and to be clear about your vision and to be clear about where you're going and how you're going to get there. You know what I mean? Because depending on like other people's comments and stuff like that can make it very, very difficult, can have you going in a bunch of different directions, you know. And like I said, especially you going outside of your comfort zone, this is something that you're not familiar with, you know, trying something new. And a lot of times, you know, we talk to who's close to us, you know, friends and family that are close to us that have never done this before, don't know anything about it, but yet they're there with all the advice. You ask them, they ready to give it. And they never done it, never read on it, don't know nothing about it, but they're going to give that advice, you know. So you have to be very strong. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, because when you really think about other people judging you and getting to the point where you don't really care, like, oh, okay, that's your opinion. Okay, that's nice. When I'm interested in your opinion, or I'm doing some market research, right? If you're my target audience, then at that point, maybe I want to hear what you have to say. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying so you can stay motivated, you can stay focused, and you can stay consistent. And you cannot, if you are letting everybody get in your head, so to speak, or letting other people's opinions have an impact on what you do or what you don't do. You getting ready to do something, they're like, oh, it's too soon. You really think you're going to be able to do that? You want to do that now? You want to do it here? Whatever. And you start like, oh, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Or somebody can really just, just start saying some real derogatory stuff, online or whatever the case in the comments or popping up in your inbox, and sometimes, depending on what else we got going on in our lives, sometimes it's harder. Sometimes those things have more of an impact on us than we would like to admit, right? So just remember, everybody got an opinion. And even though you see it one way, or it means it has a particular value to you, it doesn't mean that it has the same value to the next person, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. Like I've heard other people say, and I've said it before, as you begin to elevate and really grow in your business, your circle will become smaller and smaller. And there's a lot of people that are not going to go with you where you're going. And maybe they want to go, but they not. You know what I mean? Maybe you realize they don't need to go. You need to help them realize it, whatever the case. But everybody's not going to the top where you are or going in the direction that you're going. And again, that's okay. But don't do or not do or formulate your life or this and that and the other around the opinions of others. Okay, that will fail you every time. You have to be clear as to who you are, what feels good to you in your business, what your long-term goals are, what your vision is, and how you're going to go to get there. Now, when you have a mentor, someone that is where you want to be and someone that is where you want to be and has also helped other women or men to get to that point, yes, that person, yes, you're gonna get constructive criticism from them because they are the expert in that area, whatever you're hiring them to help you with. That's what they do, okay? So that's different. But I'm just talking about, coworkers or family, people that really sometimes, unfortunately, don't even mean you well. They give all these comments in the world and secretly want to see you fail, or when they're responding to you, not that they don't want the best for you, but they're responding or reacting to you from a place of fear, and individuals that are reacting, that's a belief, right? That's a mindset. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot afford to operate out of a fear-based mindset because you won't grow, right? So these other individuals, they have a different mindset, meaning they're operating out of fear and they're projecting all of that onto you. So you might be mentioning something to them and they're like, oh, well, this and this and this, or I don't know, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe this, maybe that, but they're operating out of a place of fear, right? So that's a whole different mindset. So they cannot judge, or they can, but you shouldn't listen to them when they make their comments and or concerns about what you're doing or what you're not doing or why you're doing it a particular way. Okay, so that's my message for this evening. So again, tag a coach, share this video out. Seems like I'm going in and out. I hope I'm not. Share this video out, tag a coach, and definitely leave your comments. Let me know if you've gone through this as an entrepreneur. Maybe if you went through it in the beginning. Maybe if you're going through it now. Let me know your thoughts, how you feel, and how you dealt with it. Or maybe that you need a little help in dealing with it. Either way, I want to hear from you. I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay? So again, thank you for joining me for Evening Motivation with Jackie, which happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also want to make an announcement. I am now in the process of accepting applications for the upcoming A Queens Roundtable Quarterly Symposium, which is done in January, May, and September. So the next one is May. It's going to be tentatively May 17th. And I say tentatively, it's going to be that weekend, whatever that is, the third weekend in May. But depending on whether it's 1 day or 2 days, just depends on how many speakers I end up having. That's why I say that. Okay, so I'm actively taking speakers. So do the application, be as detailed as possible. That gives me, a good gauge on, what you have to offer and if you're a good fit for this particular symposium. But go ahead and fill out the application. I'm going to also include the link too. I haven't put it in yet, but I will. I'm going to put the link in here as well. Okay, so go ahead and sign up for that. Like I said, I am taking I'm taking applications for personal development, mindset, mental, physical, and spiritual health, and business development, business strategies for small businesses. Okay, so if you're a coach or a consultant, you have, knowledge to offer, because the purpose is to educate and support, right, and inspire other coaches and consultants. So, let me know, do the application, and share your brilliance with us. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say about that. So go ahead and sign up if it seems like it's a good fit for you. Okay, so having said that, I am out for this evening. And this Sunday, join me. I'm going to be interviewing Coach P, which is Miss Patricia Johnson. A lot of people know her as Coach P. And she's going to be on my A Queens Roundtable show, which happens every second and fourth Sunday of the month. So if you can, tune in. Again, if you can't catch us live, then catch the replay. Same thing, share it out, tag a coach, leave whatever questions or comments you have in the comments for us. And we'll definitely get back to you. So if you can join us for that, that would be great. And all right, so with that said, I'm out. So everyone have a good evening, and I'll talk to you on Sunday. All right, bye-bye.